Buenos días, maestro.
Good afternoon, Max.
Maestro, perdón, pero voy a decir buenos días todos los días. Y si
Ajá.
no tengo cámara, comiendo un sándwich.
Okay.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, Sophie. Else.
Hi.
Hello, Danny.
Hi, teacher.
Hello.
When in the chat here?
Entregado de computadoras tendrán.
Ya. No, pero. Afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon, Rodrigo.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Regina.
¿Usted también nos va a pedir los números de celular?
Yep, I need to do it, but I'm going to today in like after we finish classes. I need to. I mean,
Okay.
it's not something that I really like, but it's because Miss Tatiana is asking for your cell phones, like your numbers, and I don't know why, but it's like because the school is asking, so I need to. But
Okay.
I'm going to ask you over your emails, not over your parents. I'm going to ask you over your emails. So please take that into
Okay.
account. Okay, so it's 43. All right, well, no me puedo rapar. Yeah, I mean, it's I know that it's a moment in which, no, Roberto, you can't do it. I mean, in another class, yes, you okay, fine, you can do it, but not in mine. No, not but, and no, ningún pero. No, you can't. Do it in another class, but not in mine. Because no, Roberto, if you want, you can do it in another class. Why it precisely needs to be in my class when you decide to do your haircut? No, right now, no. But if you want, maybe in another time, yes, you can do it. Okay, so starting with, starting with this, I think that today's topic is about poverty in Latin America and also about populism, but in Latin America. I'm not going to spread.
Hello, teacher.
I'm not going to spread like everything like around the world, but I'm going to be focusing on Latin America. Okay, so I'm going to put you, wait, I'm going to put you on mute. Okay, so who from you can tell me what do you think is the main cause of poverty?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yep. What do you think is the main cause of poverty in the world?
Maybe the lack of ingresos. like not all of the people can get jobs, like because since they were like leader, they couldn't have like education, and now they can get a job for their family or their.
The opportunities of job.
The opportunities of job, okay. And okay, thank you, Gustavo, Monse, and what Ilse is mentioning as well, overpopulation, okay. Sobrepoblación, in English, we call it overpopulation. And also, I think Isabella tell Mia that she needs to change her name with, remember that is first the number and then the name, because it's the school's policy, and the same for Diego. I can't do it. I mean,
La mayoría de nosotros se quiere salir de las clases, no creo que sea como una gran...
all guys, all of your answers are correct. Okay, fine, is correct. And what do you think is the main reason of poverty, but not in the world, but in Mexico? Like focusing on Mexico. Who can tell me? Okay, Monse, no education. Okay, probably is because there is, maybe because of the lack of like education in Mexico, because of the government, as Venancio is mentioning. Okay, fine. And who else can tell me a different answer? Guys, who else can tell me a different answer? That is not poverty, that is not education, unemployment. Okay, fine. All right, okay. And access to drugs or other, okay, and I mean, but let's be honest, yes, Mexico, and not only Mexico. What, is Isabella or?
Yes, there are lots of homeless people, like under the bridges. I have seen lots of homeless people here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everything is connected, not just like for saying only one aspect, but every single aspect is kind of connected. Maybe, for example, if you don't have an education, of course, like if you don't have a good education over your school years, of course, you're going to be, you're not going to have a good job. And that can lead to, let's say, to, because of course you need to make a living, and of course you can start selling drugs, or you can start getting into alcohol, or then you can be unemployed at some parts of the world. So is it gets, as Enrique is mentioning, like there is not a balance in economy when like in business, so that can lead to poverty in Mexico. And also,
Okay.
and also, I think Enrique is mentioning something that a lot of people says every single time that a president is being elected, that the money the government just takes for themselves. At some point, is something true. I mean, every single party that is, when they want to offer candidates, every single party that is being, when they are making their proposals, they start saying, okay, so we are going to cut off the incomes, we're going to cut off the budgets and everything, we're going to give the money to everyone, we are going to reduce the salaries for the politicians, but then later on, of course, they don't do it.
Teacher, I'm sorry to interrupt, but are we working on a page or?
I'm sorry. Well, it's page 36. Of course, I need to show you the screen. I need to do the screen sharing, but right now it's like just for asking. But when I start doing the exercises with you and to tell you what exercises you need to do, I'm going to share the screen for you to see. But right now it's just for getting into the topic. Okay, this is page 36. I'm going to put it in the chat so you can see it. Where it was? Here, there. There you are. Okay, and now next question. What can political leaders and society do about poverty? What could be like a solution to some poverty aspects? I'm not saying like to erase poverty from the world, but maybe to save some poverty aspects. What could be a solution? Anyone?
Invest in education.
Okay, to give free education, homeless shelters. Okay, perfect. Work opportunities. All right, perfect as well. Bring them to, okay, like to start like offering new jobs, for example. Any other ideas that you can give me? Implement the education in poverty, like, okay, like to implement the to spread the education, I think, in some parts of the world, like where there are not, maybe in those places where you know that there is a lot of poverty, where people don't have a lot of resources, probably it could be higher salaries, yep, as well, but that one depends. That one depends about the salaries. Who can tell me like what depends about, like, why do I say that it depends on the salary?
Because it's the
Because
people's
people have
income.
different works and things to do at work. Like they don't all do the same.
Yep, it is related to work, it is related to jobs, to the job that you do. But also, have you ever heard of the word taxes or no? In Spanish, it's called impuestos.
Yes.
Okay, here it goes. Like just to be brief and to be concise so you can understand what I'm talking about. The higher salary you have, the more taxes you need to pay. So it is not for like increasing the salary, but it is for reducing the amount and the percentage of taxes that you need to pay to the government, to the government. Because as let's say, for example, if you earn like an average of 4,000, let's say 4,000, you need to pay to like per year. I'm not so sure how much, but it's like 1,000 or something. And like just try to multiply that amount for a year, like all of your earnings, and you need to pay a specific amount of like a percentage of your earnings. So of course, if you start earning a lot, they are going to ask for more money in the taxes. So it is not like just increasing the salaries, but also reducing the taxes. I think that in 2006, if I am not wrong, the percentage, it was, I think, 6%. And right now, after Enrique Peña Nieto started his government, it increased, I think, until 16%. So it increased at 10%. So and it's what the government at some point they say that okay, that it is being invested in different aspects of the community, but of course, okay, maybe a percentage of that money is invested, but the other part at some point is directed to politicians. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen for you to see what you are going to do at home. Is this one? I'm not finished. I'm just like asking you like to do it at home because it's a listening track that you need to do. Is here it is. Okay. At home, guys, you are going to listen to the track that it says poverty in Latin America. Is in the folder of green shaping my language, week number 1. And then you are going to listen to a presentation about poverty, and you are going to circle the graph that accurately illustrates what is mentioned. So first, you are going to circle, according to what you hear, you are going to identify like how it has been increasing with the numbers or decreasing, or or maybe it stabilized in at some point, etc., etc. Once that you circle your option, you are going to listen to the track one more time, and then you are going to complete the graph, but with numbers. Like try to stay, like to pay attention. And for example, there it says like below, it says poverty, like the level of poverty, and then it says extreme poverty. And then the line that is vertical, it says that it's related to the number of people, of the millions of people in the world. So it says, for example, from 0 to 100, to 200, 300, and then in each one of these, of the blue circles or the red circles that you have in there, you are going to put a specific number. For example, let's say, just as an example, let's say that the blue line that is marked in the first graph, you can put, for example, like how much it has decreased. Okay, it can be a 28%, for example. So it depends. And tomorrow we are going to be checking that exercise and something else. I think it's just this one, the one that we are going to check tomorrow. So it's just listening to 2 times. First, identify the graph that is being mentioned. And second, write the information with numbers according to what you're listening. All right, then I am moving on to, I'm going to stop the sharing.
Teacher,
What?
is this something we have to like upload on the platform?
No. This one is something that you only need to do. And tomorrow we are going to check together here
Okay.
in class. Yes, I'm going to put the answers in the group chat so you can have the answers for that one.
Thank you.
What you are going to do for an ADA, that is number 4, and is the only one that I'm going to give you like for until Sunday, is a forum, and it's only like 2 questions. It's not that much. There are 2 questions in the platform. The ADA opened today and is going to close this Sunday, 5 minutes before midnight. So you have, today is Wednesday, you have Wednesday, you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You have almost 5 days to put your comments in there. It's not a lot, it's something simple. And if you have any doubt, you can check on the internet, let's say for, I don't know, maybe a piece of information, and then you start writing your information. Like base your idea on that information if you want, if you cannot come up with something. But it's something easy. I think it's not that difficult. I think there are only 2 questions. The first one is related to the changes of poverty in Latin America, and that's it. Like you need to picture yourself from here until 2050, for example, and imagine how poverty would change, if it would increase or if it would decrease, and why do you think so? And the second one is related to the topic that I'm going to be talking about right now. Okay, guys, the next one on the next page, that is 37. How many words do you know that start with the word author? Is this one. I'm going to show it to you. It's number 6.
To have like 2 words.
Is this one. Is the one that says number 6. How many words do you know that start with author? You have one already in the text that it says authoritarian. Oh my God, authoritarianism is one. Author is another one. What other word?
Autoritario.
Okay, like to be
Authorship.
authoritarian.
Authorized. Authorizes.
Okay, authorized, authorizer.
Authorless. Authorizer.
Okay, there is something else. For example, as it's not the authority, but when they approve something,
Authorized.
Esa cosa.
it's authorized, authority, okay. We also have authorization. We also have authorship, authority, authorizing, etc., etc. Authorized, okay, yes, as well. All right, then it says in here, a popular authoritarianism. What do you think it means? What do you think that word mean? That one, authoritarianism. What do you think it means? Guys, anyone?
Like something that it's something or someone that it's autoritario.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you, Anna. Actually, is that what Anna is mentioning? I'm just going to read this, but not the entire text. I'm just going to be really concise. It says that, okay, you know that the benefits of populism in Latin America can be questionable because it says that even if parties, if populist parties sometimes promise something, let's say new topics or new things, or they make new proposals that may benefit people, at some point, they, of course, they don't even accomplish it. And in here it says that all of those topics that are related to promises, they are related into the public agenda. The public agenda, like, it should include the topics as healthcare, for example, distribution of subsidized food, cash transfer programs to students, and old age pensions. And what other things you think a public agenda could have for a party to be kind of successful when they are making proposals? What other topics can you think about?
I don't know.
For example, you know that at some point they make proposals, okay, but those proposals need to be based on specific topics. Those topics are kind of written in a public agenda. That public agenda is like, let's say, let's take this example, is like a document, and in that document, they put all of the proposals and the categories and the topics. And one topic, it can be healthcare, for example, distribution of food, for example, for those people that are in very poor conditions. Then we have the pension for all people. That's another one. Like, for example, those things that Mauricio Vila is doing right now, you know, that for those people who are unemployed, and he starts going house to house in order to to give them some money for they can like survive to this quarantine. Okay, Enrique Palma, education, environmental proposals. Yep, I don't know if you have ever heard that here in Merida, they are trying to make that this, I'm not so sure if you have heard of this. It's a law that they are asking for to be authorized, like that every single house, or I think every single block, I'm not so sure how it works, every one of, like, all of them should have at least one tree in their houses in order to make like the city to have a more a better fauna and a good environment.
Yes, I think like what I heard of my parents, like
Mhm.
they are in construction, that there is like a rule about like construction, like depending on the size of the building or the building type of building you're going to do, you have to have like those green areas that are mandatory. If not, you don't have the authorization to build that.
Yep, thank you very much. That's what I think I was missing. Yeah, I mean, all of those things are something that is being in development. But of course, right now, I think that a lot of people are kind of doing some gardening, but of course, because they have the time. So hopefully, the city should be at some point with like every single house, depending on their size, is they should have a like a tree planted in their garden, as far as I know.
Teacher, ¿usted tiene tree en su garden?
I mean, here in Merida, I don't have a garden, unfortunately, but where I am from, where my parents live, like in Oshkoshka, my grandmother has a garden at the front, and my father has a garden at the back. And my father has, I think, like 4 or 5 trees, I think. One is a lemon tree, the other one is an orange tree, the other one is a tangerine tree. And I think my grandmother only has a lemon tree. But all of those, of course, they are really good because those are citrus, those are fruits, and it's really helpful for them because they can stay healthy in some way. When they want to drink juice, they only go to their garden and then they take the fruits.
Teacher,
Mhm.
teacher, I have these trees like since my house has been built of lemon and oranges, and I don't have any oranges or trees, and I have been here like for like 5 years.
But I think that those trees
don't know
take a
why.
lot of time to grow.
Okay.
I think they take a
I
lot of time.
am seeing that right now.
All right. Well, guys, I think I'm going to stop here and I will see you in 30 minutes for the knowledge class.
Bye,
Okay.
teacher.
Bye, guys. See you in a few
Bye,
minutes.
teacher.
Bye,
Bye.
teacher.
Profe.
Bye.
Teacher.
Bye.